Streaming number 3 error. What is the error here? Sorry guys, I am just trying to set the third stream and it's not connecting, so I'm just checking out what's wrong. Sorry for the delay. Alright, let's go here. Alright. Alright, I think that's working now, right? So that's one pop-out chat. That's a manga reviewer. And then two, can I pop-out chat on here? Nice, that's the YouTube chat. And three. And let me see if that one's working. It is working. Excellent. Okay. Let's start the stream. Alright, hello. Let's press the record maybe. Record. Alright, hello everyone, my name is Patrick, I'm the manga reviewer, and today I'm having lunch and we'll read some manga. So let's get started. Okay, let's turn the audio off for that. So I'll just explain what I have for lunch right now. Ooh, doesn't look great, but it's some bibimbap instant noodles that I added some avocado, some sausages, and some goat cheese, and a little salad mixing with the vegetables. Quite a big meal. Here's a close-up of that. So here you are. I mean, this is 2 packets, so this is gonna be my dinner as well. Okay. Okay, turn off the audio, and let's go back to eating. Here we are. Alright, let's see. What should we read? I was actually thinking of reading the new manga that came out. Ending Maker's a banger though. Immortal's Way of Life, starting with 13 Straits. Something I can read today. Something I can read today. And I think I will do... Can I just finish for the lunch? Immortal's Way of Life. Alright, let's just get it started. important chapter must read. I usually don't read chapter 0, but let's give it out. Yeah, let's give it a try. I'm just gonna change the food video 1 second, because I see. Actually, that's fine. I think it's fine. All right. So here we are. Let's just start eating. Actually, I'm gonna eat a bite first. Let me see what. Might be too savage to eat. Ooh. I'll move this a little bit closer here. Alright, that's better. Some avocado, some noodles. Nice. Let me pan wide a little bit. And then crop wide. Let's add down this a little bit. Yeah. Food looks good. Thank you, Patemi. Yeah, I just actually made it at work. So it's just super easy to make it work. For the instant noodles, I just put in a hot bowl, add some hot water, and it gets ready really soon. I add some vegetables, cut up some avocado, and some sausages. And I'm actually really excited to read this manga. Okay, Immortal's Way of Life. This is chapter 0. So if you're still there, you're joining me for the first time reading this new manhwa, Immortal's Way of Life. Okay, here the snow in winter rise to the height of a man's head. Even in summer, their fall does not really cease. Such is the hardness of this land. Yet on a rare occasion, once in a span of decades, there comes a year where summertide settles upon the land with intensity so that the soil is let fully parch. It is one such year. Honestly, quite promising start. Like, good start. Well written, actually. It's not like directly AI translated, or maybe it is. Maybe that's why it's better. Let me just have a bite. A little bit cold, but being not supposed to be cold though. Actually, no, it's not. But it's not a big deal. Quite nice. So she says you don't age or die, so what's happening? Time flows ever onward, and I alone am left in its wake. Even the elves, who seem as though they might abide forever, are claimed by their end. And the first of dragons, born long before I was, has long since faded to dust in some far-off land. I've yet to go too far many, and I'll go on letting more slip away. So if you ask, of course it is painful. That being said, we are mortal, memory shall eventually fade. Your presence become the past, leaving naught but memories as fragments behind. And agony eventually turns into longing. But then, should I too one day be but a memory for thee? Oh, sorry. Am I eating too fast or reading too fast? I'll work on my pronunciation. Honestly, it's been since like high school or university since I've read out loud so much. I think it's mostly because mostly reading it in my head. So she's asked, will I too be just my memory for you? I suppose so. Had you said you'd memory forever, it would have been a delight most rare. Pray hark to me, I have a favor to ask. When I die, I pray thee take up my title, rule this land, protect its people, and carry on my stead. And keep in your memories for as long as you're able to. Honestly, impressive art for like a new manhwa. It's only 10 chapters on this one, so this is like, it came out probably a few weeks ago. My memories of her will eventually fade, and once even those who shared them are gone. A day may come when even the faintest reminiscence blurs. Yet so my life shall continue. Sire, the air is cold. I beseech thee to return. I like the way it's written, but it sounds a little bit stupid when I say it out loud. And so I must keep moving forward. Yes, I ought to. Even if new encounters will inevitably end in farewells, all that time spent shall be wholly filled with pain. Okay, that's actually finally a good chapter 0, because usually chapter 0s are actually bull poop. Usually just like so much spoilers. I don't want to spoil this, but this is actually just sets it down and gives you a narrative and sets you in the story. So I'm guessing the story starts when he's either reborn or the start of his life, or his life where we see it now. Let's see what the comments say. This is gonna be a tearjerker. Best of luck. We're gonna see second main chapter with this playing background. Okay, not bad. Solid start. Very solid start. Immortals Way of Life, Chapter 1. Ditch Martian. Nestled in the northern reaches of the Osnover Kingdom, it lies at the very gateway to the polar waste known as the Ice Peninsula. Because of this, monsters often appear. Nice little art style. Kind of like children's book, a dark macabre look. Even the warmth of summer is driven away by the fierce northern winds, leaving it a place where warmth shall linger. It's actually written kind of like a book, which is like very rare for manhwa or even manga. Actually no, manga is more common, but for manhwa, because a lot of it usually webtoons, it's usually not written in such a deep way. I was thinking of adding some salt to avocado, but I think that's too much sodium. One more bite, because I have the sodium from the sauce and the sausages. And it is to this very place I entrust thee. He was talking about the Ice Peninsula. Roberta, what? Me? This is a place I know well, for once I served as its head priest. Though humble with but a small temple and a place of grand cathedral, the appointment of a priest here is done personally by His Holiness. Hold a while, Father Alonso. And the land itself is unlike anything I have known. Most of the folks live in a fashion akin to nomads. Eastern culture have found their way in, and the culture dwell in curious tents. Father Alonso! Play forgives my outburst, but let me speak plainly for a moment. So you're saying that but a month passed, the head priest of this Martian vanished, leaving the post vacant, and you are commending me for the role, who's only ordained 2 years ago? Yeah, simple, not simple. Should not the first task be seek the missing head priest? Fret not over your predecessor. Your duty is to head to your new post immediately and fulfill your charge as head priest. I'm sure His Holiness wills no less. This is suspicious. What on earth is Alonso thinking? By the looks of it, he hath already named me a successor, and hath. Okay, maybe they put on ChatGPT to make them speak like in medieval times. And now speaks merely out of courtesy. He's ever thus. Of all people, why must it be me? Well, that's because you remind me of myself. And I speak of, not of out of form, Roberta. When I took you in, when your parents abandoned you, and I even ordained you myself. Though not blood binds us, we have shared many long years together, so it's natural we'd be alike. In my youth, I actually fared well as the head priest of Dishmartian. I doubt you will do the same. Raised by Alonso, I grew up in tales of his adventures rather than fairy tales. Never once did I hear of his time in Dishmartian. Oh, you're looking very serious there. Okay, interesting. I like it. Just what has hidden here. So I'm not sure if the priest that's currently talking was the one in chapter 0, or maybe the predecessor is the one we talked in chapter 0. So she heard rumors of this place. Halt! Where have you come from? I'm a servant of Janimea, the god, I'm guessing. Come to pay my respect to the Lord. A priest? You're a priest of Ganimera? Black and red eyes. Interesting look. And the other, just a classic white and brown hair. A priest? You're a priest of Ganimera? Wow, even mounted above my seat, I am eye level with this man. Perhaps there runs of runes. Perhaps there runs the blood of giants in him. Okay, so there's giants. Okay, where are they getting the setting for this? So there's dragons, there's giants. So it's a classic medieval world with a religion, obviously, and clearly very important. Okay, so he serves the Lord, and he has very good memories of the priest that recommended her, who's also her adoptive father. Time flies swiftly. When Father Lom was here, he was scarcely past 30, and now the hour has come for his successor to take the realm. I would like to see the Lord first. Unfortunately, the Lord is absent. He should be long returning, but I can show you the temple in the meantime if you like. The Lord? For rumor, the Lord of this Martian seems to be no ordinary human. Oh, okay, so that's the guy in chapter 0. Records tell that he succeeded one called Hildy, the girl, or older lady that we saw in chapter 0, and he has held a position for a staggering 300 years. Some whisper that he lived so long for being a half-human, half-elf, yet even so 3 centuries impossible. By now he should be frail and clinging to life, yet he moves about freely. Clearly he's immortal, based on the title of the manga. But interesting start. An interesting start. What about YouTube? Oh, YouTube never has anyone. Oh, well. And yet he moves about freely. May I ask what he is doing out? He's going anywhere to perform an infant sacrament. But none but a priest may perform the rite. Is there a priest besides the head priest here? No. The Lord himself shall preside. Pardon? He's a middle-aged tens, he performs himself? An unordained man? Surely a lord can ignore the gravity of an infant sacrament, yet he resides to undertake it himself? If the ritual fails, an evil spirit could claim the child. What is these people? Why is the reaction so gloom? Do not understand the peril? Okay, weird things you say. So, ritual fails, evil spirit could claim the child. So, there's evil spirits in this, clearly. Interesting. I'll take another bite. I'll do a sausage bite. Sausage with some salad. She's very worried. But everything went well, clearly, obviously. I mean, he is immortal. Mana will not dwell on those who have not received the sacrament. Hence, soon after child, the infant must undergo sacrament. So when people are born in this world, they have to go sacrament unless they and if they don't, they can't use mana. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. I witnessed it plainly. Mana seeped from the soul forehead, settling fully within the crowd. That man actually did it. How can this be? They said no priest was present. Who's this man? Seeing how he rushed so, it seems Burn has made another slip of the tongue. 300 years. The span of life is beyond imagining. Are you perhaps? Indeed, I am the Lord of Thif Marskin, Ulrich the First. Okay, he has a slightly different art when he's drawn. Kind of like very, I guess, godlike, almost, I would say. Some goat cheese, some avocado. So he's not a dwarf, she says, not a vampire. And he's a human, so what is he? What's going on? Hey, Sarah Slay 24. Welcome in. I'm actually reading the second chapter of this new manga that came out, Immortal Ways of Life, while eating some lunch. So far, it's quite good. So this is the MC, the main character, and he's an immortal. Clearly, we're not sure why, but now he's the lord of this castle, and that's about all we know, really. And she's a new priest that's been sent to his lordship. You must be cold. Come, let us speak inside. Come, let us speak inside over some tea. The sentence a bit strong. Is that agreeable to you, Roberta? How do you know who I am? Alonzo and I kept in touch from time to time. Let me check. Oh, very interesting looks. Hello. Avocado and some noodles. Okay, so she was raised by the previous head priest, Alonzo, and he's planning to send her there the whole time. She finds out. What kind of heat is this? The locals call it Sonwatin. I don't smell like this. It's completely different too. It was gathered from mutant pine trees. Everything here grows under the influence of the demon realm. It's a good look, but like personally, my stream itself is kind of a side product. We're actually a streaming studio, so I'm just trying out the equipment to see how it goes. If anything, you would have to do more of a studio style. I think these work for me well, but I don't think I'm there yet. But our studio would need some assets. We're called Lipont Studio. Here, I'll send. So it's a stream on Twitch as well right now, called Lipont Studio. LIPONT Studio. Okay. Everything here grows under the influence of the demon realm. Though the roots of the breed may be the same, some more things differ slightly from what we are accustomed to. So is he a demon? Not sure about that. He could be. Big bite. So clearly, he's very, very old. He's talking about a cycle of ages. So human-wise, they go by the fall and rise of empires, and they say they're in the third one right now. And the collapse, the second one, started in the first ice age. Excuse me. I mean the current ice age. Thus, the elves on him took it to calling it the low ice age, so as to distinguish it from the true ice age. It has been 1400 years since the Jokas dynasty was established, yet you seek as though you lived through those times. Who is this man before me? That is the question you ponder, is it not? Pray tell, what did Alonso say of me? He told me nothing. Yet the rumors claim the Lord is a half-elf who has dwelt here for 300 years. 300 years, huh? Has that much time passed already? Allow me to clarify one matter. I am not a half-blood. I am purely human. Who ages exceptionally slow. Truly. Regardless, there's no falsehood in my words. I have no desire to force belief upon you either. Yet if I may offer counsel, 'tis not always wise to overthink matters. Great advice, honestly. Observe, and the answers shall reveal themselves in time. You have just been appointed head priest, have you not? Let us end the discussion here. It seems the others wait. I shall finish the officiating of today's ceremony. We may take charge from next time onwards. Then, I look forward to working with you, Roberta. So we learned quite a lot in this. That he is, I mean, I think we knew that from the from chapter 0. But he is immortal, older than time itself. I mean, I just said that. It sounds good, but and the appearance of the flesh which one holds. So she's observing the what do you call it? Child ceremony that allows the children to get mana. And she's explaining the significance of it. Priestess, have a drink. The swine shall warm your body, stiffened by the cold wind. I wonder if this will taste the same as a soma tea. Well, it's better than freezing to death. Ooh, it's delicious. This wine has been aged no fewer than 60 years. It is a gift I received from Lord Ulrich, but when I was a child. It was on a day when I went hunting with my father and uncle. We chased our prey deep in the forest, and unfortunately due to the attention of monsters, adults were injured while trying to shield me, yet somehow I managed to lift both onto the sled and ran forward looking back. Lord Ulrich declared that my courage has saved them all and bestowed his wine upon me. Thus, I entrusted it back to Lord Ulrich, and today, 60 years hence, he has last returned to me. I know you must find him suspicious. I understand it completely. I mean, anyone who lives like thousands, like over 1,000 years, is kind of incomprehensible for like a human mind, right? But from the day we were born and received the infant sacrament until our final breath into our arms of our kin, we live beneath the gaze of the unchanging figure. We, the people of this land, bear witness, so prithee regard him with an open mind. My thoughts are too cluttered. My mind is full of things I cannot comprehend. So I cannot cease pondering them, but listen to his advice. Don't overthink it. Just live it. Definitely say that. Sorry. 100%. I'll send to you after the stream. Did Father Alonso feel this way on his first day as well? Will understanding come of time here, the meaning of my arrival, and the true identity of that man? Okay, so that's a great end to chapter 2. It gave you a lot of information and background information, but still a lot left to be unfolded. And then he's talking about a child that has not aged. Maybe something similar, maybe something else. Dear Father Alonso, a little over a week has passed since my arrival. From the day I came, I began my duties as head priest. Since the appearance of my predecessor, the parish hath fallen into some disorder. To restore it swiftly, I selected acolytes and carried out the backlog of sacraments. I let things slide during the last sacrament, but we got to discuss proper sacrament etiquette. Should one not prepare incense and anointing oil at the very least? Why? That is the part of etiquette for honoring Lord Hestio. So here's some information about the god Hestio. The adopted son of the goddess Ganymede, a mortal taking to the care of the goddess herself. Well, they adopted by... One day, while dwelling among the gods in the heavens, Hestio spied a group of humans shivering below upon a cold earth. Taking pity, he descended and offered them fire. Very classic mythologic figures and symbolism with fire, representing knowledge, representing God, kind of, allowing humans to take that next step in evolution. Humans began to follow him, regarding him as both father and God, and whenever they hold the ritual, they kindle a fire and honor him by creating smoke from the extinguished flame. Since they honor him is a mistake him, calling upon him would be more precise. So he's actually like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of changed with what you humans live, but I'm actually telling you what it's for. Very interesting. Saying, oh, I mean, kind of like true to modern humanity as well. Some small misconceptions or ideas turn into such a huge thing over time. So he says, okay, what would he say again? The reason they light the fire and then extinguish it is to summon Hestio. So when the flame dies, Hestio descends and relights it himself. He relit it every time to spare them the trouble. Yet they understood him as appearing whenever the fire was put out. So he's just saying it doesn't really help with the ceremony. Let's see. Alright. So how could I aid some sacraments? And I told them too, but some things, even the wise don't listen. I'm not perfectly devout, Perhaps it's my skeptical nature. However, even I follow customs without questioning the rituals. I wonder the one half responded for him for hesitate to this day. I mean, not only is he the Lord, he's fucking immortal as well. So, I get it. Like, I wouldn't doubt an immortal man. He probably knows more than I. Ooh, this is a good bite. So being new to the place, she's exploring the space. And then she's like asking about the Lord, because like, dude, he's weird because he's immortal. But everyone's like glazing the shit out of him. And he's like, what is bullshit? Okay, so therefore, it says, does this place actually receive visitors? That direction leads towards the Lord's office. So thou wert seeking me. I've heard tales of you, my lord, and came to seek you out. Thou have lived a very long life. 300 was enough. Bordering on immortality, I heard. Oh my god, I can't read. Is that why you came in to find me? The reason for my agelessness? That is not my purpose, but something else. Okay, so there's a preview from the last chapter. My name is Rashid. I came from the kingdom of Ararik. That thou of people shall know, something my son's curse. How old are you? I am 67, and I fathered a child when I was 21, so he's like 40. I does speak of honesty. He's an age where he should be fully grown, which only yet from the day he returned from death once, all has changed. This child died and came back to life? That is correct. It was an accident, most unforeseen. He drowned in a stream. My wife and I confirmed his passing, and even held a funeral. Alright. Kind of horrifying. Yeah, the avocado definitely needs salt. Oh. You can't trick an immortal. Like, what you're saying is bullshit. Curses can be healed by priests. If not, mages and alchemists can. If none can it's not a curse. What do you choose? So it's like a demonic something? The gates are opening. Push through! Hello, Rashid. Boss will get in and capture an old man. Capture whom? I don't know the details exactly. From the boss said, he's supposedly an alchemist researching immortality. Well, there you go. So he's like experimenting on his own children? Okay. So I'm guessing he's the alchemist. Well, isn't Machine? Is that he? And the kid is the alchemist. This is. Don't touch that with your filthy hands. And they try to use magic. Mana. Cough, cough. No, this precious curses. And he drank it and tried to get, and he stabbed him. I mean, reasonable reaction. Okay. Yeah. Like, seeking immortality is always a fool's game, but obviously humans love it. It's like that weird, I wouldn't call him weird, but like that like rich guy who's all about trying to like achieve immortality and be there like the oldest living human. Excuse me. The boss merely suffered a fleeting delusion. He'll forget about it soon enough. But he took the alchemist elixir. The youth. For the asses, I'm not too sure because I'm pretty new to the streaming thing. We are a third. A streaming studio. So he wasn't greedy for immortality, but he saw the value and people would pay a lot of that. And his son was dealt with sickness, so he gave to his son. But as you counted, he came up. So he got possessed by something. I can scotch your mind of the trials Deltas endure to reach this place. None could concern the cause of his affliction. You must have heard only the grim conclusion that his son could not be healed. You still believe this thing to be your child? Even if he believes... Even if he behaves a beast, he bears the form of his son. How could a parent deny their own child? What a pity. As you have stated, this is not your son. It was never like to begin with. Therefore, only one path remains. Wait, stop, sire. Oh, he stabbed the Lord. I mean, obviously. Seems like he's a part of the army in the back. In the past. Alright, there we go. I'll eat the rest of the avocado with like crackers or something. Wow, that was quite delicious actually. Oh, for this one, I think I can change the look a little bit. Let me pan X a little. No, not this thing. 2. Actually, I'll go here, and then they crop me this side. And then I'll move until I'm into the edge here. On black, it's kind of hard. Okay, I'll try this for now. All right, the guy. So as expected from a soldier, like he's not surprised, obviously. Ooh, sorry, let me just take this off 1 second. All right. Wait, where's the sound coming from? Why was there such a big delay on that? That was weird. Oh well. I apologize. I had no choice. What is going on, Priestess? Has she overheard us? I must not leave any witnesses. And he's obviously. Oh, she's talented, eh? Sorry, are you right? I shall use healing magic, right? Oh shit! She's going for the kill. Is now that I'd like to begin truly soon. How could she be so? He fully remembers a child. Oh, it's clearly a demon. Roberta, 'tis not but an empty husk. Therefore, do not falter. Oh shit, is he dead? No, I mean obviously not, but O Ganymede, smite the sons born of ignorance and barbarism. Red vines, I see, are what fill this child's form. How dare a monster pretend to be human? Look, Walsh, look at the true form of what you thought was your son. He got blued. His arm lies severed, yet not a drop of blood flows. Does it not feel pain? Then I must strike at what it is. Huh? He's back up and decapitates him. How? Well, the blood's flowing back. This is personally the reason I have to be able to live for so long. I'm just a human with special abilities. Okay, so not very easy for him to die, I'm guessing. He was stuck through the stomach and his neck was torn open. It would not be strange if he had died. Yet how does he yet live? Never have I heard of healing magic that draws black backwards, nor of runes that close with so much as a scar. How on earth? Sir, did my son already die a long time ago? Yes. At the time of the accident. Then what is this? Actually, let me just move it slightly to... let's see, 7.00. 7. Actually looks pretty good. A parasite that dwells within the host. Let me turn that chat off. It's only good for number 3. I'll just move it out. It's still there. You said you gave your son the legs of your son, yet he did not awaken at once. That was basically it required time to take root and seize control of the body. Then why did it follow here if I were its father? That thing took your son's corpse as vessel. Merely used what memories remain. 'Twas but an instinct to survive. Even when I heard your cry, it turned violent and attacked us. It was not to protect you, but to preserve its shield. In the end, my wife was right. It wasn't just your wife, was it? Surely among those who met, someone might have said the same. That child's not alive, then you must kill it. You draw your blood every time you spoke so? To protect something that wasn't your son? In the end, you could not accept your son's death and chose to fight natural order. You have committed countless sins by killing numerous people to turn your gaze from the truth. To undo a single misstep, you wrought far too many sacrifices. How could I bear to lose my son a second time? It was all due to foolishness. It is my sin. That was not my son. My son was just a poor child whose body was stolen by a monster. Prithee, did my son suffer even after death because of me? Did his soul find its way to the afterlife in peace? Hear me well, Rashid. There is no afterlife. There is only the harsh world and the end we call death. Therefore, your son did not suffer. He was later handed over to the guards. He shall face judgment when the trial comes, a reckoning from the depths he fled from. And yet, even after all that transpired, did you hear? They say the Lord was attacked. Ah, truly? The Martian remained as quiet as ever. Roberta, you can't be surprised if you're living for a lord that's lived for at least 300 years. There must be much of you wish to ask me. It is plainly written on your face. Ask what you will, your thoughts must be in disarray. Such as how I knew that child's nature, and yet how I live. Does this not trouble you? No, I'm fine. There's so much I want to ask, however, there is not life. The scriptures teach that upon death, souls are divided, the virtuous ascend to heaven, and the wicked cast into hell. The afterlife is not a notion that grants solace to countless souls. This person denies such words. As a priestess, I ought to question. Oh, I have a message. Alright. I'll take a quick break. I'll be back very soon. I'm just going to do the dishes and get some water. All right. Thank you for waiting. Oh my god, the whole room smells like food. All right, let's just finish this up. So 3 more chapters after this one finished. 7, 8, 9, 10, so 4 more. As a priestess, I have to question that his words are not ring of falsehood or deceit. This is why they're not asking for the truth he holds may be more than I can bear. If it's as though the world I would shatter, for now and I'll seek it. Is that? It reminds me of the way he said it in the first place, right? Excuse me. No need to overthink things. Just live. As I thought, you resemble Alonzo. That child is very curious like you, yet cautious at what he chose to ask. He said something along the lines of feeling as though it would shatter all he knew. Come to think of it, those who remained by my side the longest were all the much the same. Hildy too asked only at the very end. You mean the previous lord? Though it means little to me, you all were ever so careful. In that regard, Roberta, I have a sense that you shall remain here a long while. His face seems no older than my own, yet I begin to see the weight of years upon it little by little. You seem to have grown accustomed to it. Is that so? And when he drew near, for unknown reasons, did not open his eyes for some time, as though he had fallen into an endless slumber. So he sleeps and woke up. Oh, what? Daddy! I'm in the Gar of the Bard tribe, I see. When did I pass while I was asleep? You are awake. I have been waiting for you, my lord. Kurt, isn't it? The weather is quite nice. It is. Spring's already in full swing. How long did I sleep? A little over a month has passed. Do you remember? Towards the end of winter, you came to hunt monsters in that area and stopped by our tribe. After entering this jar to rest your body for a while, you did not wake up. Still, this time was quite short. Even I served as a page at the castle, you fell asleep for over a year. Didn't I tell you it was nothing to worry about? Like she looked a little bit worried. Even so, how can I not be shocked when you were lying here like a cadaver? From your perspective, it must be shocking, I apologize. It happens to me on occasion. What do you mean it happens? Sometimes in life, a sudden wave of boredom washes over you. Whenever that happens, I fall into a deep slumber. Think of it as hibernation. Never mind, I've never seen anyone else sleep like you, Lingward. I hear that often. Has anything happened in the meantime? While you were asleep, Sir Bernard handled work perfectly, and I've raised Burns since when he was a child, so I have no worries about what he does unbeknownst to me. I was asking about you. Have you been doing well at the priest? The parish was in a pitiful state. It must have been a hurdle to restore it. Did you need help while I was asleep? It hasn't been smooth sailing, but the parish is my responsibility. You don't need to worry about it. Is that so? Then you must have sought me out for another reason. Right. Guests have a right in this market and guest. They say they're looking for a guy as a wish to find a dragon on the ice peninsula. A long time ago, the world was covered in fire. Actually, let me read this a little bit more mysterious. A long time ago, the world was covered in fire. In order to put it out and make the soil fertile, the god drew water from another dimension and began to mold creations upon the land. First and foremost, they bestowed a name along with intelligence to a four-legged lizard. That was a Robedra, the first intelligent being and the progenitor of dragons. So the first intelligent being was an elf or a dwarf, but a dragon? Indeed. You know that such a story is written in the scriptures, right? Of course. The myths and history captured in the scriptures belong solely to humans. Our species has been passing them on from generation to another. On the other hand, there are only a few dragons left. They are destined to go extinct before long. In this era, we don't have the luxury to care about a fading race, do we? Thus, they forgot forgotten beings, and yet a guest came looking for a dragon. That's correct. We are looking for a guy familiar with the paths of the Ice Peninsula. By the way, are you truly the lord of this Martian? I heard he was an elderly man who has lived for over 300 years. Did I have that? Like, she's like, did I look that perplexed the first time I met him as well? I've been the Lord for about that long, indeed. As a servant of Ganymede, I guarantee that this man is Lord Ulrich, the master of this Martian. I am Count Belito, or Mochilda, from the kingdom of Carbonihar. Those behind me are my returners and escorts. Please forgive my rudeness. As you can tell, it is impossible to guess your age from appearance. I hold no grudge. It happens quite often. To get back to the point, we received information that a dragon we seek has nested on the ice peninsula. Its name was Narvakayani, a dragon with pure white and translucent scales. I don't know where you acquired that information, but it is accurate. Narvayakani is indeed on the ice peninsula. However, you will not be able to find a guide to go with you. It is too dangerous. We are fully aware of the risk and the fact that the land is under the Demon Realm's influence. We plan to offer handsome compensation. We can also hire more escorts. Even if you add more people, it will increase the number of casualties. If you still insist on going, don't make others speak for you and ask me directly. I am asking you, the leader of this group, am I right? Oh. What are you talking about? The moment I saw you, it became obvious to me that you are a descendant of Bonaris. I don't know why you're suddenly spouting nonsense. Enough. You are correct. This man was merely following orders to my place. I am truly this group, the hero of Carbonera Kingdom and descendant of the King Bonaris and the Duke of Tolamanca Bailan. No one has ever recognized my true identity until now. This is a first. How do you know? Although my mastery is a bit hazy, I noticed some familiar resemblance between Bonaris. You speak as if you met him personally. That is absolutely impossible. You said he is slightly over 200 years old. To have met him, you have been at least a few centuries earlier. At the time I met Bonaris, I wasn't known as Ulrich of Dithmarken. Are you claiming to have lived much longer than 300 years? That is absurd. I mean, like 300 years is already absurd. Like, what's the difference between 300 and 500 at that point, right? Like, it's either, I guess they say like elves live like a few hundred, so I guess that is a big difference for some different species in that context. I don't know, I don't have that context, so I can't say, but that makes sense, I guess. What name did you meet back then? Let me jog my memory. Ganyan Ranier, Stain Rise. Did I go too far in the past? I was known by Rosenstein, which was a combination of the two places, Rosenberg and Blaustein. And after that, there was a name I used when I served under a noble in the Villeneuve region for a while. I believe it was Laurent. This is nonsense. How could you? Laurent. Yes, the name was Laurent de Villeneuve. I tried adding a title to my surname like the elves of old did. You were Laurent? I thought it was all just my grandfather's tall tales. Oh, it seems you heard something from Bonaris. My grandfather always told me stories about you. Actually, let me see if I bring the mic here, if it sounds better. Is it better like this? Does that sound better like this? Maybe. I think it does, actually. Oh yeah, let's just continue reading this. My grandfather always told me stories about you. He said that those who possess such long lifespans will often meet each other. Wait, didn't you say Bonaris lived hundreds of years ago? But if he is his grandson, then the Duke should be lived a few hundred years. They all came to the polar region in search of a dragon. Those two facts must be related. Do you happen to have Naravayagi's blood within you? Thank you. Glasses? This is the book I compiled by observing recording monsters myself. Let me show you the ones that inhabit the ice peninsula. The creature releases pollen that causes hallucinations. When the target approaches, it binds with stems. Okay, so a flower monster, creepy multi-eyed. I mean, spiders are multi-eyed anyways, but like, you know what I mean. If not removed immediately, the spider pierces the target's skin with a reproductive organ at its rear. Well, that's his butt. I thought it was his face. and releases hundreds of eggs into the targeted body. Upon hatching, the spiderling devour the host from inside out. They don't call the Ice Peninsula the demon realm from that thing. Long ago, due to the war between the elves and dwarves, the flow of mana was twisted and the flora and fauna mutated grotesquely. Because of this, even guides only go to relatively low risk areas. They don't venture into the area where the Narayanai reside. Will you still go without a guide? What did you intend to go after meeting him? Some envious blood, unlike others. Half-bloods, we can live as long as it helps. But what's the point of that? A dragon hybrid cannot leave behind any descendants. My mother turned to dust centuries ago, and the current clan is now more distant to me than strangers. Even if I live a long life, I have nothing to leave behind, and nothing remains by my side. Bloodlines aren't the only thing you can leave behind. Of course you would say that. I also know that it's because of you that we exist. However, I'm not as strong as you are. Born as a half-human, I find myself strangely obsessed with my bloodline. The only thing I have left in the world is my father. Even though I never met him, he remembers my mother and is connected to me by blood. Upon meeting, I just want to talk to him, that is all. Is that truly so? Yes, it is. I beg of you. Just as you helped my grandfather in the past, pray, show some mercy as well. Roberta, have you gotten used to the cold yet? I've only just barely gotten used to the cold in this Martian. Then it won't be easy. If you want to die bloody, I'll take you. Just keep it in mind. On the Ice Peninsula, you must follow my orders without a question. If you don't, you will all die. Okay, actually, I think this is a good place to end. It's kind of the start of the real first arc. So that's actually quite good. Way better than I would have expected, to be honest. So let me change this bad boy. Oh no! Caught it. I'm so clutch. Okay. Let's put this mic thing here. Let's see, what does this look like? Okay, I can still hear it. Okay, here we are. The fuck? How would Nose open the fucking edge? That's why no one likes you, fucking Edge. Alright. So, let's do a rating of this manhwa. Immortal's Way of Life. Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Patrick. That's not what I want to do. Hello everyone, my name is Patrick. I am the manga reviewer, and today we're going to review a new manhwa that came out, Immortal's Way of Life. There's currently only 11 chapters, so it's like super new, and I just read it on stream today, and honestly, I'm impressed. Honestly, very enjoyable. Like, let's give some rankings right now, okay? So, honestly, story-wise, it's a very unique story. I'll give you a little background. So, it's basically about the life of an immortal. Immortal's Way of Life, right? And kind of mostly follows the stories who meet him for the first time. Because by the time the story starts, he's already like over 1,400 years old. And now the current world is in like a medieval kind of period. They said he said it's a third age of humans, so it's a third human empire in that world. It's a fantasy world. There's dragons, there's monsters, there's mana. So very classic fantasy world, art-wise. But like yes, very classic fantasy world, but it has its own gods, its own lore, its own past and history. So honestly, I give the story so far, like, because like it's only 8 chapters, and so it can deteriorate, but I give it like a solid 9, like quite embarrassing. Characters wise, they actually develop characters not too poorly. Like, there's only a few characters that are actually introduced, and all of them have a lot of history. And I love that they add, suspense. They don't, like, story bomb, tell you everything you need to know. They show the characters slowly as a story naturally progresses. So, honestly, I'll give characters like a 9 as well. Like, world building, as I said, like, early on, still a 9. Like, I'm shocked. Like, this is so much better than I thought of. And the art, it's not a 9. It's way better than average art. It's honestly better than Solo Leveling art. So like 9 or 10, like, yeah, I have to. Emotional impact, kind of hard to say. It made me actually chuckle aloud for a few moments of it. So right now, I can only give it like a 7 or 8 because there's really no. It's too early to say. And then enjoyment. I enjoyed it. I love it. I'm excited to read it and continue it. So I'll give it a 9. Consistency too early. Ending too early. Overall, this is like a fucking. This is a 9 out of 10. This is like sublime. Honestly, this could be like one of the best ones out there. Damn. Was not expecting that like when I started this today. Because usually when you read one, like it gets horrible really fast. But this one was actually great. Like, I mean, just look at it. Let's look at this. Chapter 0. Okay, basic. Character wise, like, that's some detail. That's like solid detail. And giving you some lore as well. So this is chapter 0. Basically, she's the lord of the space they're in, and she's kind of asking him about life, and if you remember and asks him favor. When I die, take up my title and protect this and rule this land. Which is why this is chapter 0. And chapter 1, he's been ruling this land for 300 years now. So, I mean, look at that. Like, that's... Bro. Are you kidding me? Where's this coming from? This is insane. Like, just... did this fucking come out of nowhere? Right? Like, and then the kind of main character is her. And she is Roberta. She's the new priest to the region of the Immortal Man. And this man, he's the priest there as well, before. Not the one right before, but like he was there like 30, 40 years ago. And he's the adoptive father. She found her as an orphan, raised her, and ordained her. So they're both priests. And so the story starts when she's sent to that land. But like, wow. Like, art-wise, looks great. Story-wise, so far, banger. Like I'm shocked. Let's see, Immortal's Way of Life, manhwa. Yeah, like wow, like great art. You're the first, right? Like that's solid art. And then yeah, so for now it's a 9 out of 10, and I highly recommend this read, especially because it's only 11 chapters, so you can be caught up in like an hour. Well, thank you for joining me, and see you next time.